Distinguished colleagues, having moved that this Sallow Chamber do accept the special assistant to Mr. President and accept strangers into the chambers for the purpose of screening of ministers. We have 3 ministerial nominees before us, so we welcome them, and we also welcome other dignitaries that accompany them to the hallowed chambers of the Nigerian Senate. So we have Dr. Jamila Ibrahim from Kwara State. We have Balarabi Abbas from Kaduna State, and we have Mr. Ayodele Olawande from Ondo State. In no particular order, you just come up, introduce yourself, give us a brief biodata of yourself, and then answer a few questions from distinguished senators.
Your Excellency, the President of the Senate, Senator Fabio C.O.N., Your Excellency, the Deputy President of the Senate, Distinguished Senator Balarabi Abbas, the Leader of the Senate, Distinguished Senator Michael Opeyemi Bamidele, other Principal Officers of the Senate, Distinguished Senators of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, most of whom were former members of the 4th session of the Federal House of Representatives from the year 1999 to 2003 with my father, who is a former parliamentarian. Good afternoon. Permit me to respectfully recognize the 3 senators from my home state, Kwara State, Distinguished Senator Oyelola Yusa Ashu, the Deputy Majority Leader of the Senate, Distinguished Senator Saliu Mustafa, the Turaki of Ilorin Emirate, and Distinguished Senator Sadiq Suleiman Umar, the Dan Amar of Kayama, who is playing 2 roles today. One as the senator representing my senatorial district, Kwara North Senatorial District, also as my uncle. Firstly, I want to give gratitude to God for giving me an opportunity to serve him through humanity. My profound respect and gratitude to Mr. President, His Excellency President Ahmed Bola Tinubu, GCFR, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, the Jagaba of our kingdom, Borgu, for considering me worthy of nomination as a Minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I want to assure him and the Nigerian public that I will never underestimate this trust placed in me for this role. Permit me to also extend my gratitude and thanks to the Governor of Kwara State, His Excellency Malam Abdurrahman Abdulrazak, the Chairman of the Nigerian Governors Forum, the architect of modern-day Kwara State, who is unavoidably absent today. He was here yesterday, but the session could not hold. I thank him greatly for giving me a platform that has made me visible and eligible for being considered for a greater responsibility. Allow me to extend my special acknowledgement to my parents, because today marks a proud and historic moment for my family and my community. Through mentorship provided by my parents, I have gathered the wealth of wisdom, experience, and humility, as well as tapped into the wellspring of innovation and vitality inherent in the younger generation. Because I carry with me the essence of my roots, and whilst not forgetting where I come from, I believe that this experience will inform my decision and my work for the youth of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I wish to extend my heartfelt appreciation because they say it takes a village to raise a child, particularly a girl child. I would like to extend my heartfelt appreciation to all the esteemed well-wishers who have graced this occasion with their presence. Your unwavering support has been instrumental in shaping my journey thus far, and I am deeply grateful for your significant contributions. From the depth of my heart, I wish to express my profound gratitude to the youth of Nigeria, the broader African continent, the international community, for the overwhelming support they have shown me since my nomination was announced. Distinguished senators, I come before this hallowed chamber today with the deepest sense of humility and an unwavering commitment to the prosperous future of our cherished nation, Nigeria. I come to you not merely as a qualified nominee, but as an individual who has devoted her life to the advancement of youth development. My journey has been driven by an unwavering belief in the potential of our youth, leading me to achieve several noteworthy milestones. Today, I have been given the chance of a lifetime to contribute my quota to nation building. In a government that has given unprecedented priority, not just to our country's youth, but has also given young women like myself a seat at the decision-making table. My name is Dr. Jamila Ibrahim. I am from Gure Town, a rural Western Borgu community in Barutain local government area of Kwara State. I was born on February 7th, 1986. I believe that my education, my upbringing, and my career have prepared me for the task ahead. My reception and primary school education was at NEPA Senior Staff School in New Busa, Borgu local government area of Kwara State from 1991 to 1996, during which I earned my first school leaving certificate. From 1996 to 2002, I attended Federal Government Girls College Balarabi Abuja, where I obtained my secondary school leaving certificate. I pursued my higher education at the University of Ilorin, where I studied medicine and surgery, and I graduated in year 2010 with a bachelor's degree in medicine and surgery. Following my academic pursuit, I fulfilled my mandatory one-year National Youth Service Corps requirements in 2011, and serving at the National Assembly Clinic during my youth service year afforded me firsthand the privilege to experience how committed and hardworking the senators and the members of the House of Representatives are towards nation building. It was my first point of contact with politics in a work environment, and that has inspired me greatly to dream. I am a member of the Nigerian Medical Association, the Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria, the West Africa Youth Assembly, WIRE, and the Progressive Young Women Forum, which I serve as the president. To further my studies in 2017, I obtained a certificate from the University of Washington in Health Management and Leadership. In year 2021, I also attended the Advanced Leadership Program of the Gotney Leadership Center. My professional odyssey commenced in the field of medicine, where I dedicated my formative years to the healing of the ill. Yet, as a young Nigerian medical doctor, disheartened by the ailing state of our healthcare system and the plight of healthcare workers as it concerns their welfare, I recognized that to make a meaningful impact, I needed a voice at the decision-making table, and that could influence millions of lives rather than confining myself to individual consultations between the four walls of a clinic. Consequently, I resolved to pursue a career in development, but faced with a choice between seeking greener pastures abroad, or Japa as we call it, or remaining in my beloved homeland, Nigeria, to become part of the solution, I wholeheartedly chose the latter. Having firmly resolved to be a catalyst for change, I embarked on my journey in the field of development. In order to build a robust portfolio in this sphere, I engaged in voluntary work and for various charitable and humanitarian causes. This endeavor led me to the far reaches of northeast Nigeria, Maiduguri in Borno State to be precise, where I served as a volunteer on the platform of the Presidential Committee on the Northeast Initiative, PCNI. Additionally, I actively participated in the 2019 campaign and general election of His Excellency, Governor of Kwara State, who, much like our esteemed president, possesses an unwavering eye for talent and faith in the potential of young people. My governor, impressed by the dedication and contributions I made during the campaign and election in 2019, he entrusted me with increased responsibilities by appointing me as Senior Special Assistant on Health, and later as Senior Special Assistant on Sustainable Development Goals. He charged me further by appointing me as the state focal person for African Union Development Agency, NEPAD, and as state focal person for the National Human Capital Development Program, a pivotal component of the Economic Recovery and Growth Plan, ERGP, spanning from year 2017 to year 2020. I know that this is, I know that I have been fortunate to receive an excellent education. My parents were able to, through hard work and commitment, provide me with opportunities most young people in Nigeria cannot enjoy. However, Abraham Lincoln once said, "I do not know who my grandfather was. I am much more concerned to know what his grandson will be." So this is my mission and my pledge to you. I will work so that Nigerian youth will have opportunities to educate themselves, to develop themselves, and exploit their potential talents through acquiring entrepreneurship and leadership skills. I know that it is possible because I am not alone, and I am aware that I am fully cognizant of the gravity of responsibilities associated with this position, and I stand ready to discharge them with unwavering dedication, transparency, and accountability. If confirmed by this esteemed and most respected Senate, I aspire to bring this wealth of experience and expertise to bear on my new role, further contributing to the actualization of the renewed hope vision of Mr. President as it strongly concerns young people. Thank you greatly for your attention. Long live the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Long live the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Distinguished colleagues and nominees, you will answer a few questions, if any, from my colleagues. Of course, definitely there are questions, and so be as brief as possible. Thank you for your resume. Yes. The leader.
Mr. President of the Senate, distinguished colleagues, let me start by congratulating the nominee, Dr. Mrs. Ibrahim Jamila Jumai, for being considered worthy for this position by the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, there are a lot of things that are very thrilling about this nominee. And that's why I decided to speak first. Coincidentally, she was born the year I graduated from the university. And secondly, the primary school she attended in New Busa was the same primary school that my first son attended. Sir, we have to thank Mr. President for gradually bringing in youth of very quality background. People that were running away from Nigeria are being encouraged to stay in Nigeria and be part of the solution. This is very encouraging. We have seen a lot of women, not just women, women of quality materials, doctors, engineers, lawyers, fine. The academicians that are running away from politics are being brought in now. And these are good signs for the prospects and progress of this country. In line of this, Mr. President, I don't have any question, and I don't think we should ask this nominee question, than to appreciate Mr. President and to congratulate her and wish her success as a representative of Nigerian youth since just 37. And reading through her CV, this is not the first appointment, maybe higher appointment. She has served in some other lower pedestals. If she didn't do well there, they would not consider her for higher posts. So I'm proposing that we allow her to take a bow honorably, to take a leave of the Senate in honor of Nigerian youth. I so submit.
Distinguished colleagues, hearing the commendation from the minorities, former minorities, because the Senate is one, so there is no minority in the Senate. But hearing from the leaders on the other side of the aisle, commending Mr. President for inclusion of youths in governance and encouraging the very educated young Nigerians with brains to stay back. I doubt if my brothers on the other majority side of the aisle will have any objection to the proposition. In that case, I want to ask distinguished Senator Sadiq, as a father from Kwara State, to wrap it up.
Thank you, Mr. President. I am Sadiq Sulaiman Umar. I represent the good and decent people of Kwara North, and we who are. Mr. President, first we want to thank Mr. President for identifying our own as worthy out of millions of youth in this country. Competent youth, courageous and creative. Our own has been given the privilege to go and lead them in this ministry. Thank you very much, Mr. President. Let me just say that the nominee, you've heard her clearly. You've seen what she has to tell us, what she has been up to. Her CV is very, very clear, from primary school, secondary school to university. No commerce, no K, all is excellent, all true. Mr. President, I can assure you, the kingdom she came from, she's a daughter of Burgu Kingdom, which Jagaban, the president of Nigeria, is part of our kingdom. Our kingdom is a courageous, brilliant, hardworking kingdom made of people. This is one of our products. Be rest assured, she will go and make not just the Senate, but the Nigerian youth proud. So let us ask her to take a bow and go, and let's go and start our work immediately.
Distinguished Senator Sadiq, thank God that you did not spoil everything. Because while we are very excited to have youths in governance, you were about to go into too much of the resume about data. My dear nominee, it is a wish of the Senate that you just say a word on what you want to bring to bear, and then how you want to play a role and become a role model for other Nigerian youths. How you want to use this position as a minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to inspire other youths in Nigeria to know that yes, there is hope for this country, and that there is no need for them to take their talents elsewhere, to go and build other economies. And thereafter, you can take a bow.
Thank you very much, Mr. Senate President, sir. It's on. Yes. Thank you very much, Mr. President, Mr. Senate President, sir. And I want to appreciate you for giving me the opportunity to speak. Because I come in here, I thought that asking me to just take a bow and go and not saying anything would be a great disservice to the Nigerian youth. Yes, thank you very much for the opportunity, sir. Well, we're aware of the challenges that Nigerian youth are faced with: underemployment, unemployment, yes, and of course, poor access to health, access to affordable and quality healthcare, poor access to quality education, and of course, we are deprived of skills that will make us keep up with the current realities of the job market. So, in my capacity as as a Minister of Youth Development of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, my role, if confirmed, Mr. President, thank you, sir. If confirmed as the Minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, to pilot the affairs of the Youth Ministry, my first and most important role would be to inspire young people. I hope to inspire young Nigerians, and I would like to quote what leadership means. It's a quote by John Maxwell, one of my favorite authors. He said, "Being a great leader is all about having a genuine willingness and a true commitment to leading others to achieve a common vision and goal through positive influence." So I hope to use my office to positively influence Nigerian youth to have a voice at the decision-making table. And when we're designing our youth development plan, we hope to bring young people to the table so we can have an all-inclusive plan that profiles a bottom-up approach in order for young Nigerians to take ownership of the youth development plan and its implementation. And we hope that this plan surpasses the administration of His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Thank you very much.
Thank you, our dear sister. We want to wish you luck if the Senate confirms you, and that you will be a major inspiration, not just to the youth of the country, but also to the female gender. I have many female children, and I look forward to seeing one of them stand like you in future. Please take a bow. Next.
This is the screening of the three remaining ministerial nominees sent to the Senate for screening and confirmation by President Bola Tinubu. We just saw the first nominee, Dr. Jamila Bio Ibrahim from Kwara State, face the Senate. However, the lawmakers have chosen not to ask her any questions. Rather, they poured encomiums on her as a representative of the youth, asking her to take a bow and go. But before she took the bow and go, one of the things she said was that she was going to use her position, her office, to positively influence young people and bring them to the table to ensure that Nigerian youths take ownership of the Youth Development Plan. 2 more nominees are about to be screened in the matter of minutes. We're expecting Mr. Ayodele Olawande from Ondo State to be screened, and Balarabi Abbas Lawal from Kaduna State also to be screened. The second nominee is right before the Senate on the podium, about to be screened. He's expected to give a short presentation of his profile, his career trajectory in the last few years, and what he hopes to bring to the table if confirmed as a minister. The nominee before the Senate is Mr. Balarabi Abbas Lawal from Kaduna State. You will recall that the former nominee from Kaduna State, which was the former governor of Kaduna State, Malam Nasir El-Rufai, was his screen. He was not confirmed as a minister by this same Senate, and so Mr. Balarabi Abbas Lawal is expected to replace that nominee from Kaduna State. It's going to be a busy day in the Senate today. Apart from the first nominee who we have seen being screened, that was Dr. Jamila Bio Ibrahim from Kwara State. We also have 2 other nominees today who will be screened: Balarabi Abbas Lawal from Kaduna State and Mr. Ayodele Olawande from Ondo State. It appears lawmakers are conversing, and the screening is temporarily on hold for a few minutes. But the second nominee is already in the Senate chamber. The nominee from Kaduna State, Balarabi Abbas Lawal, was accompanied to the Senate by the Kaduna State governor and some other top dignitaries from Kaduna State who have escorted him for this screening exercise. After the screening of the 3 ministerial nominees, the Senate is also expected to screen persons for appointments as chairman and members of the Niger Delta Development Commission board.
We have before us another nominee from Mr. President. So you just give us a brief biodata of yourself, and then you await questions, if any, from distinguished senators.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, Senate President. Your Excellency, Senate President, distinguished Senator Godswill Akpabio, the Deputy Senate President, Senator Balarabi Abbas, leaders of the Senate, and Your Excellency, with your permission, I want to recognize the senators from my state. Senator Ibrahim Khalid, Senator Lawal Adamu, and Senator Sunday Marshall Khartoum. I also want Your Excellency to also permit me to recognize my teacher, who is also a senator here, Senator Dr. Yahya Abdullahi, maybe in absentia. Thank you, sir. He's been my lecturer and my mentor. Distinguished senators, I want to start by thanking the Almighty Allah for his blessings and his mercies. I stand here honored before this hallowed chamber, the custodian of our federalism, the custodian of our federalism, because this is the chamber where all the states in Nigeria are represented equally. So this is the chamber that represents and protects our federalism. So I feel very honored to be in this chamber today to put in my brief summary. I'm also deeply grateful to His Excellency the President of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, for finding me worthy of being recommended to this Senate to be appointed as a minister. It is a great honor, and I'll remain grateful to him. I also want to express my gratitude to all those that have come here to witness this occasion, which I think is historic as far as I'm concerned, your Senate President. I will start by trying to bring my brief summary. I was born on the 5th of February, 1958 in Kachia, Kaduna State. And I started my education at Kobon Kwemena Primary School, known as the Town School Number 1 in Zaria, 1964 to 1970. And from there, I proceeded to Prayer College from 1972 to 1975, where I wrote my work. And I attended Kaduna College of Advanced Studies, Kaduna College of Arts, Science, and Technology from 1976 to 1978, where I wrote my IJMB, which is Interim Joint Matriculation Certificate. Then I also did GCE A-level in November 1977. I also attended Ahmad Bello University, Zaria, from 1978 to 1981, where I obtained Bachelor's of Political Science. While in ABU, Mr. President, I was also a student unionism, and I was the Speaker of the Students' House of Representatives. That is from 1981 to 1981. I also did my master's degree in ABU in 1986 to 1987. Mr. President, I want to continue by trying to, throughout my career, I've sought opportunities to enhance my skills and broaden my understanding of governance, management, and environmental stability. I participated in various professional courses in development, including GMC in ASCON, and also I attended management training course at Thames College in United Kingdom. I have also pursued specialist courses in presentation, infrastructure, at the Center for Privatization and Engineering in US. And my commitment to continue learning has led me to executive courses at renowned institutions such as Cranfield University in United Kingdom, Harvard University, John F. Kennedy School of Government, and Sewell School in York. My professional career started with my work in CAS. I started working in College of Advanced Studies as a lecturer in political science. And I started from assistant lecturer to lecturer 1, and I left CAS in 1989, where I joined the Administrative College of Nigeria, ASCON, and there I was appointed as a facilitator in the Public Administration Department as Principal Management Development Officer. And I was in ASCON for a period of 3 years, and while there, I participated actively in the management courses of ASCON. In fact, I was one of those that participated actively in the civil service reform of 1988 and 1989. Then from ASCON, I joined the National Electoral Authority, NEPA, that's from 1992 to 1997. While in NEPA, I was appointed as the principal manager in charge of administration, and I served there for a period of about 8 years. Then from NEPA, I was appointed as special assistant to the Minister of Education in 1999, September 1999. And I was participated actively in the formulation, the policy of UBEC, that was Universal Basic Education. And I was the secretary of the committee that was responsible for launching UBEC in 1999 in Sokoto. And in education, I also participated in various committees in the area of senior education and higher education from 1981 to 1999 to 2001. And 2001, I moved from education to the Ministry of Defense, where I was the special assistant to the Minister of Defense in charge of the Army. In that ministry, I have worked in the area of UNAMSL in operation and things like that. So I worked there for a period of 2.5 years before the end of that administration. And from there, I moved to the Ministry of FCT, where I served as the Chief of Staff to the Minister from 2003 to 2007. And throughout my career, I have sought opportunity to enhance my skills, broaden my understanding of governance, management, and environmental stability. I have participated in various professional development programs, including the general management courses, and also I have worked greatly in areas of visibility and in areas of environmental protection. I stand here before you, humbled by the depth and the breadth of experience I have gained through my career. I firmly believe that if given the opportunity to be appointed a minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, I am going to bring all these experiences to bear in my duties, Your Excellency. So, the possibility that I may likely be appointed to the Ministry of Environment, I want to categorically state that I will bring all my experience and firm belief to the Ministry of Environment, and I will play the vital role in shaping the future of our great nation, Nigeria, which stands at a crucial stage in the area of environmental sustainability, and I am committed to leading the change in addressing these challenges of environmental issues. My vision for the ministry rests on 3 fundamental pillars: conservation, resilience, and collaboration. We must prioritize protection and preservation of our previous natural resources. strengthen our environmental regulation, and foster a sense of stewardship among our communities. Building resilience in climate change is paramount, and we will all develop robust adaptation and mitigation strategies to promote renewable energy in our country, and to integrate climate resilience in all sectors. Collaboration will be the cornerstone of our efforts, as well as bringing together government, private sector, entities, civil societies, and international partners to work with us. Because environment is very key to our development. Environment is key in the sense that we all live within environment. So with this, Mr. President and distinguished senators, I want to clearly say that in doing this, I am going to work closely with the National Assembly. I am a believer in democracy, and I believe that the executive can't function well without the legislature. The legislature is the basis and the strength of our government. So whatever I will do, and wherever I find myself, I am going to
Mr. President, very distinguished senators, I rise on point of order 8, subsection 3, to request, to move actually that we extend our sitting period beyond 2 p.m. to enable us to take care of all they have on the other paper for today. I so move, Mr. President, sitting at chair. President of the Senate, distinguished colleagues, I write to second the motion that the Senate extend beyond 2 o'clock to enable us complete other important assignment on the other paper. I so second.
Distinguished colleagues, the motion has been moved and seconded that this hallowed chamber do extend the sitting time beyond 2 p.m. to enable us to conclude all the items on the other paper for the day. Those who are in support of the motion say aye. Aye. Those who are against say nay. The ayes have it.
Thank you, Mr. President. So, in concluding, I want to indicate clearly that as part of my working career, I was appointed Secretary of the Government 3 times, from 2015 till today. And I want to say that I am likely the longest serving Secretary of the Government in Nigeria. So I have been part of administration, I've been part of policy making, I've been part of trying to change things in the country based on what I did at the federal level and what I'm doing now at the state level. So I want to bring this experience to bear wherever I find myself in the new cabinet of the president. And I want to express my gratitude to all of you for listening. And I also want to extend my sincere thanks to the President of the Senate for allowing me to stand here before this august gathering. This is a house of splendor, a house of integrity, a house of democracy, and I feel highly honored because to me this is the highest point of my career, to stand before this hall and say things about myself. I feel very, very happy. Today is maybe my happiest day, being here and being addressing this chamber. I want to end here by saying that environment, which I think I may be going there, is a very important issue, and we know that we have been going through a lot of issues to do with environment. Thank you very much, Mr. President.
Yes, distinguished Senator Marshall.
Mr. President, sitting as chair, Senator Sunday Marshall Katun. I represent the people of Kaduna South Senatorial District from Kaduna State. Mr. President, I want to thank you for this privilege to stand and speak on behalf of our nominee. First, to thank Mr. President for nominating him, and to quickly state that the three senators from Kaduna have no objection to his nomination. Also, to state quickly that he was also born in my senatorial district. He attended the same A levels like me, where he also became a lecturer when I jackpot to University of, the same year I jackpot to University of Lagos to commence my studies as a lawyer. He's a seasoned administrator from his resume as presented. He's also somebody who has understudied the
Mr. Can you say water, give me water. Water and sugar. Water and sugar. Get sugar, and water. Is it, where is Dr. Wale? Can the camera see it immediately? Can we have a closed session? Will the cameraman please leave us? Will the cameraman please leave us? Come, call Dr. Wale for me. Will the cameraman leave us? We are having a closed session immediately. All closed cameras. All closed cameras. Where's Dr. Wale? Yes. Give me water. Water. Water and small sugar.
Well, Mr. President, sitting as chair, distinguished colleagues,
Ministers of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Mr. President, if you look at our order paper of today, we still have a lot on this order paper. And for the past 2 days, we have been stepping down what we have on the order paper. Mr. President, once again, I want to appreciate the President for finding Nigerian youth worthy, for putting confidence in them, and telling them that you cannot continue to japa and run away from this country. Come home. Let's build this country together. Because anywhere you go, you are going there as a foreigner. But this is your home. Nigeria is yours. Come and build it. Mr. President, I ask my colleagues, with the permission of the senators from the state of the ministerial nominee and a representative of the youth, I call on my colleagues to please let the young nominee, whom Mr. President have confidence in, to please take the lead of the Senate so we can continue what we have on the order paper. This is as a motion, Mr. President. Thank you.
The distinguished Senator Jamila.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. And my very distinguished colleague, my name is Jamila Ibrahim, representing the people of Ondo South from Ondo State. When the President of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Asuwaju, was campaigning, one of his campaign promises at the very top value stick is that he will use the youth as catalysts for change. Mr. Senate President, sir, Ayo represents that very promising youth in Nigeria that will be used as catalysts for change. The young Ayo is dynamic, highly innovative, and very strategic. Mr. Senate President, sir, without wasting your time, this is one case in which we have a problem-solving solution in Ayo. Ayo is very equipped with artificial intelligence knowledge, is an engineer, and he is going to drive the youth in a collaborative arrangement and engagement within the federal structure. Mr. Senate President, I know you are biased to the youth, no doubt about that, my apologies. But my very distinguished colleague, this is very, very rare case where we have a very brilliant, very intelligent, highly trustworthy Nigerian youth. I don't know how Aswaju was able to spot this fellow out. This fellow is a catalyst of change in Ondo State. This is one of the legacies of Governor Akeredolu in Ondo State. And myself and my colleagues, my elder brother Ikwisagba, my younger brother Niyi, who are members of these hallowed chambers, we converged yesterday and we agree unanimously that Nigeria, we are very proud that Nigeria is having Ayo at this time. And all I have to say, without wasting time, is to congratulate this country, to congratulate Mr. President for locating Ayo, a dynamic changer, a game changer, somebody who is going to bring innovation, a strategic focused young man into Nigeria, the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I celebrate Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu this afternoon for bringing Ayo to focus. Mr. Senate President, my colleague, I rarely talk like this. This is one of our first class. This is one of the driver of our dashboard. This is one of our value scheme. This is, in fact, I wouldn't go to Cambridge and Oxford this afternoon, but I want to say very well, and I want to thank my colleagues, my very distinguished Senator of Tribal Nigeria, starting from the Senator Emeritus to my Mr. President. I will then just say the last word, because I know for sure the Senate President we have at this time is very biased for the youth. And I want to say clearly, at this stage, Senate President, I will take I want to urge you to allow Ayo to just take a bow. He has said it all. Uncommon President of the Senate, uncommon senators, uncommon Senate. What is left in adjective for Ayo to use? Mr. Senate President, thank you very much. We celebrate you and the President of Nigeria, Aswaju, this afternoon. Thank you. Senator Sani, what do you want to say?
Distinguished brother Senator Jimo Ibrahim, like you, I'm very proud of the youths of Nigeria, and I'm also happy with the brand from your state, making history as the first Nigerian youth at the age of 34 to be nominated for the office of Minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. But at the age of, for ministership, what year? Okay, so Senator Alero said he was a minister at 24. So, well, so history is being repeated. There are a lot of youths are being given the opportunity. But I think you must take a cue from what the former very youthful nominee, the lady said. When you were saying, take a bow, and I told her, tell us what you want to bring to the table. You know what she said? She said, I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to say something to this Hallowed Chamber. That it would have been a disservice to Nigeria if she came here and she was not given an opportunity to explain. That was what she said. So as much as I agree with you that he can take a bow, but the young boy will not be happy with the Senate if we don't give him an opportunity to explain the things he wishes to do. So, distinguished Senator Darlington, you are also very close to that age bracket. So, please, can you answer something?
Thank you, my dear President, and their colleagues. My name is Darlington Nwokocha. I speak for the entire Nigeria, but Abia Central in particular. Thank you, Mr. Senate President, for granting me this opportunity. Sincerely, I'm happy having a young man of this nature before us. That means there's very great hope for development and growth in Nigeria. My dear brother Ayo, I think I have only one question. And that question has to do with what we have in our immediate environment today. That is digital transformation. You said that you are going to work in collaboration with other ministries and ministers. And knowing fully well that today, in the entire globe, digital transformation is very key. And that is the fulcrum of greater employment generation. What do you intend to do, since you say you are going to collaborate with other ministries, most especially the AI, that today, that is what we have. And that is the only way you can generate a lot of employment and engage the youth meaningfully. How are you going to work in total collaboration with that ministry that will provide the necessary ingredients digitally in the digital space and transform the negative aspect of what we have today in the digital space into great positivity? Thank you.
So, well, my brother, the nominee, just a corollary to what he has asked is, what is your opinion on the situation of the social media in the country? Because a lot of the people who are on the social media are youths, and a lot of misinformation and is being thrown into this space, and people, the society is bound to be misled. So, if we have made a minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, what would be your advice to this Allo Chamber and even to the executive on what to do, not to control the social media, but to guide the social media so that we will not end up, breaking news should not break Nigeria.
Thank you, distinguished Senator. And I must say, I'll still use that word, uncommon 10th Senate. Digital transformation, it is clear. There's only one problem we have in this country. And the two questions are the same. The problem is this. We, as young people, even in the Ministry of Youth so far, have no engagement with the young people. And I think it is time for the Ministry of Youth and myself, as a Minister of Youth, I'm not going to sit down in the office. I'm going to be, as a Minister of Youth nominee, if confirmed, I'm not going to sit down in the office and relax. I want the youth to come to me. No. It is time for us to go back. In as much as a politician, we can go to the roots and corners of this country to campaign. It is time for us to go back to the schools. Train them. Talk to them. Let them feel the government. Let them see the government. And let them touch the government. It is time, as a young man and as a 34-year-old man, for the youth of this country to see the government as their own, because I'm coming from them. As social media, it is normal. We will have people, but we don't see them as bad people, but because they see nothing doing. But do you know, sir, my fathers and mothers, that if it is ordinary a Wi-Fi in all the nooks and crannies of this country, a Wi-Fi for them to browse or to tap their phone, and they are engaged with it, things will not be the way it is. Again, I remember, even in the rural areas, that we have people that comes from there to talk. From morning to 12, they go to farm, for those that went to farm. From 12 to the next morning, they do nothing. Why can't we have a digital training center in all communities? Revive our vocational training centers, revive our technical schools, and have reformed digital areas whereby people will go after 12, after leaving the farm, and go there and start engaging each other. I think it is time again, sir, to tell the country that government and youth will come together and collaborate, because we now have heads and we have the fathers that we can run to that have three things, sir, that have the 3C that a man can have, that anybody in this country that can handle the country well can have, which is the commitment. You have been sitting down. I was there yesterday. I saw everything. The commitment is there. The competence is there. And it is clear now that the government, neither you are PDP, neither you are APC, neither you are DDD, have the character to make this country a better one. Thank you, sir.
You just inform us of 3 C's: commitment, competence, and character. And then you also mentioned the need to engage the youth to a point where they will feel part and parcel of government, and for them to own government. Thank you for your submissions. You may now take a bow.